All right, you guys hear me now? Let me know if you hear me. All right, cool. You know, yesterday I had to restart the computer, and I don't know, man. You know, maybe it's because OBS is a free. Maybe it's because OBS is a free software or something. But every time I restart the computer, it kind of like messes with the settings on the OBS. I don't know why. Had to reset the screens. I had to reset the mic now. Oh well. Give me 1 second here. All right. Kind of like everything's back to normal somewhat. Awesome. Good. Glad everybody can hear me now. So what's going on, guys? Everybody doing good this morning? Good morning, Monarchy. All right, guys. So what do you got for me today? What do you want me to look at for you? Today we have the Fed minutes at 2 p.m. Going to be an important time. Oh, those of you guys who might have missed out yesterday's video, I'm going to drop the link here for you in chat. Save it to a side there. You're not going to want to miss this video from yesterday. It is about the top 3 reasons why new traders blow up their trading accounts. There you go. Dwayne, you swung some puts on Roblox. Nice. How's that looking? Oh my God. What in the world happened there? That has to be some news because Roblox was strong yesterday. It's down 16%? Oh, okay, Roblox misses earnings estimate, stock plunges. Wow. Crazy. That's crazy. How was the IV on those puts? I mean, at least you got clear definitive direction here. You're not sideways or anything, so it's not like the IV crush should be too bad. Well, that's crazy. Look at this line, guys. Remember this line here on the daily that we drew a while back? Look at so far where Roblox has found support so far today. And some people say technical analysis doesn't work. What? It's sorcery. It's sorcery. Look at it right there. So far finding support there. I'll definitely be watching this one today. See if we crack that support, turn it into resistance. Maybe we got a little bit more room to fall here. Seems pretty extreme though. Man, Roblox is crazy, guys. Look at the run that Roblox did. Basically a year ago. All the way up here to $142. And now we're all the way back to where we started, basically. We're all the way back to like the IPO low. That's insane. Reminds me a lot of our good old friend, Rivian, that had done a similar move before imploding. See? All the way back down to IPO low. The only difference is I like Rivian long term. I like Rivian long term, but not at this price. It's got to go way lower, under 50 for sure. I like Roblox long term too. The kids are really into that, and you know that parents will buy them almost anything to keep them watching sometimes their video games. I definitely don't do that. my little girl, like limited iPad time, man. Limited iPad time. Yes, it is the beast. So we're gonna definitely put Roblox on the watch list. We're gonna start off with that one right out the gates. So Roblox missed earnings watching for $60. $60 area to break and become resistance. Could have downside to $57 area. Morning, Ricardo. So we definitely got that on Roblox already. So that was a good one right off the gates to start off with. Okay, so BBIG. Yeah, BBIG getting a little pop here. Oh, look at this one, another one. Right to that line there that we have drawn here on the daily chart, which coincides with that 100-day moving average area. Gotta watch that area, see if it can break and hold. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. And back. All right. Morning, Jackie. So BBIG, I wonder if it has some news. So Vinco Ventures completes acquisition of AdRiser, an AI-powered revenue attribution and audience acquisition ad platform. I mean, they're really making moves. BBIG is really making moves. It's like, you know, it's actually doing something. It's not like one of these little penny stocks that's just not doing anything. They have been making moves lately, you know? They've been getting through these acquisitions. They've been doing what they basically been doing what they set out to do, in other words. All right, so let's write this one down. So BBIG completes acquisition of AdRiser. Watching for the 420 area. 200-day MA to break and hold that support. Could have room towards 460s to 560s. I'm not a believer in it today, but it's definitely something to watch and something to always keep on the back burner there. Because if BBIG ever gets up here, that's when it's clean. See, that's where it's cleaner. See, there's not a whole lot going on up here. But in here, it can be a little bit choppier. When here where it's at, and then here's the next level of could be choppiness before you finally start to clean it up. But I think it's going to take more than this. I mean, you got to remember, this is complete acquisition. That means this is something that people already knew about. This is something that was already in the works. So usually this type of catalyst, it's kind of like buy the rumor, sell the news. This type of catalyst many a times is sold into. So here's what I got. BBIG completes acquisition of AdRiser, watching for the 420 area, 200-day moving average, to break and hold the support. Could have room towards 460s to 560s, or watching for $4 to hold resistance for a drop back down towards $3.50 to $3. So you have both sides of the coin here. See what happens. That's the key level. Okay, so Roblox. Let's go right back to Roblox real quick. Yeah, Roblox is looking so weak, it's crazy. So this is something to note here, guys. If the SPY today gets weak off the Fed minutes and you get a nasty drop later in this afternoon and Roblox is still weak, you might see Roblox bleed off tremendously overnight as well, possibly afternoon into overnight session. Because if Roblox remains weak, right, and the SPY kind of remains a little bit strong up until the Fed minutes, then you're going to have that relative weakness. So if the SPY starts to get crazy weak after the Fed minutes for any reason, then Roblox should be able to become even weaker and drop more. So that's a trade idea. Keep it in mind. But yeah, Roblox super weak this morning. Way weaker than I thought it would be. How bad are these earnings? Let's go check it. Let's go check them out real quick. Oh wow. So Roblox revenue 568 million versus 604 million that was expected. That's significant. That's a lot of money. Bookings 770 million versus 786 million expected. Loss per share 25 cents versus 11 cent expected. Okay, so that's why. User growth in Q4 also barely missed expectations, with Roblox announcing 49.5 million active users, daily active users, versus the 50.1 million Wall Street was looking for. That's not a big miss there in the active users. That accounts for a 33% year-over-year increase from Q4 2020. What's more is the company said there were 54.7 million daily active users as of January through those, though those are counted towards Roblox Q1, obviously, yes. So their users increased. They missed, not by much, but they have been increasing their users, their daily user, but the revenue was a big miss, man. 568 to 604 expectation. So with nearly 55 million daily active users, Roblox is increasingly an integral part of people's lives. Well, I don't know about people. I don't know any. Honestly, I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know of any adults that play this. They just say people's lives. I'd imagine they say. I think kids more are the ones that really play this, if I'm not mistaken. And then of course, I guess they include people because the adults are the ones paying for all the add-ons. I'm guessing they sell microtransactions like skins and whatnot in game. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't know anything about how Roblox plays. As we look ahead to 2022, we will continue to develop our technology to enable deeper forms of communication, immersion, and expression on our platform. For its entire fiscal year, Roblox reported 1.9 billion in revenue, a 108% year-over-year increase from 2020. Whoa, bro, that's a ton of money in revenue. So I don't know. You know, this might be a company to put on the list there for the long terms. For like if you're looking for long terms and investments and retirement accounts or whatnot, Roblox might not be something if you can get it cheap enough. That isn't a bad idea in my opinion. Maybe to stash a few shares away. I wouldn't put like a significant amount of my money in it, but you know, a few shares, throw them in there, see what happens. Could plan out good. Nice, Dwayne. Nice. You're already like $10 in the money. Congratulations. Wow. That'll be a banger. There'll be some IV crush there that'll probably get some hit you a little bit, but you're still gonna make money on that. You're still gonna make real good money on that one. All right, guys. Hey, do me a quick favor. We got 23 people watching the stream. We got 14 likes only. Try to boost those likes up. You guys have any other tickers you want me to take a look at? Now'd be the time. Throw them up in chat. Any questions at all? Tickers or questions? Go ahead. Let's take advantage. We got a few minutes here before we got to start working on the watch list. Give me one more second here, guys. Mark, thank you for joining the members, guys. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. Guys, if you don't know, we have, you know, here on the channel, I have the little join tab. You can click it. There's 2 different tabs you can pick from. You got, I think it's, I don't know, I'll tell you right now. You have VIP and then you have VIP Elite. Typically what you get with that is it's more along the lines for people who don't have the time to really go into becoming a DTC Lite student or a DTC Pro student and participate in the live streams on the Discord, participate in the courses. You know, they just don't have the time for that. They just want to have a little access to extra content and priority answers and streams. That's what that's for. So thank you for joining, Mark, supporting the channel there. Let's see. So we have UPST. Let's take a look at that one. Then we'll look at Jackie TISI, then Jose AMC. Then, yes, Rustar, SPY will definitely be the main topic in a little while here. We'll jump into the SPY. We'll talk about the Fed, what I'm looking for out of the Fed minutes at 2 o'clock, and how I expect to play the SPY, if at all, depending on the Fed minutes, of course. So, yeah, we're going to jump into that as well, of course. No problem. So, first things first, UPST. UPST, that's a big gap up. My God. Let's see what's going on there with the news there. Maybe there's some news. I'd imagine maybe some earnings or something. Yeah, here you go. So UPST surpasses Q4 earnings and revenue estimates. That's why you're getting that big gap up there. Came out with quarterly earnings of 89 cents per share, beating Zach's consensus estimate of 49 cents a share. This compares to earnings of 0.07 per share a year ago. These figures are adjusted for non-recurring items. I have no idea what they do, but they did well on their earnings. This quarterly report represents an earnings surprise of 81.63%. A quarter ago, it was expected that the company would post earnings of 0.31 cents a share when it actually produced an earnings of 0.60, delivering a surprise of 93.55%. Over the last quarter, the company has surpassed consensus EPS estimates 4 times. So there you go, guys. On this one, definitely one to keep on watching. I really like this level here. At 128, you have previous support lining up with this 50-day moving average zone. You got a little bit of top here. Clear resistance in the past there. So that, I mean, this company has bounced back really nicely from here, $74, $75 area, all the way back to the 100, and now today with a huge gap up on earnings. I wouldn't be surprised to see some selling take place at the bell, and then maybe later morning, like late morning, we might see like a little U shape. It'll break through VWAP, begin to hold that level, and then maybe it makes a little move. It's got room to like 150, I think. Yeah, it's got room. You have room here to 142. And then over that, you have room to 155. 142, this 142 area, you see resistance here. And you see previous support here. And here. Okay, so that could be, since it used to be a level of support, we broke underneath it, it turned into resistance. And now today, well, look, we got kind of close. We got kind of close. We got here into those 139s, 140 area. 142 is right there. And we're finding a little resistance shying away from that level. So that one will be one to put on the list for sure. Good eye, Beast. So UPST beats earnings. Beats earnings. Watching for the 120 9 area to hold support, could have room towards 142. That's a good one there. Okay, so TISI is the next one for Jackie. Let's take a look at that one. TISI. TISI has been on a tear. I think we actually went over this one recently. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 green days. Today looking like it'll be day number 5. Yesterday was a monster day from 91 cents to $1.39, $1.38. That's monstrous. Wow. That's a big move. I think we talked about this exact level yesterday if it could break and hold those 90s. But, oh yeah, the B says that's why TI is good tool to spend money on. Let's see how it pans out. TI is trade idea, guys. Trade ideas. You still have a shot here if you want to get a 2-week test drive on trade idea scanners. It's only 11 bucks and change. And you'll get from now until the end of next week, you'll get that trial. Here you go. I'll post a link in here for you guys if you want to check it out. So TISI, man, you know, you have to think that eventually it needs to cool its jets, right? Like it needs to calm down. But when will that be? We're at a key level right now. There's no new press release on it. We're in front of a key level. This 180 zone. Let's see, what's the high of this candle? Yep, 179. So this 180 zone, you need to see this break and become support because that's the gap entry, and that gap entry takes you into 250 right here. See? So, you know, I think it's difficult for this to just bam. You know what? Speaking of which, see, KAVL did it. It broke into that gap yesterday, and then it came all the way back into it and actually held it. It actually held it, and now we're here right above it. See, similar setup. You see what I'm saying? Resistance, resistance, bang, we break right through it, right? So TISI, that's what you want to watch for. But man, I think it needs to calm down a little bit before. See, KAVL, watch. KAVL didn't do it the first time it got up in there. As a matter of fact, the first time it got up in here, it rejected. Day 2, it didn't even like break through at all. Day 3, bang, we get the breakout, but we get stuffed, and then it does nothing all day. Actually, this was concerning. I thought there was an offering or something. I haven't checked, and it got slammed all the way back down here. But now we're right back into the thick of it here. So you got to see if it can hold that level. TISI, I'd find it hard to believe that, you know, TISI is just going to do this today. I'd find that hard to believe. I'd look more along the lines of something like this. Maybe something like this. And then see if it can begin to kind of find some support. Right? See, this is what you have to think about, guys. All these types of scenarios, because stocks don't just move straight up. You know, you want to see if it can find some support, right, across these tops, and then eventually trigger. I hope that's helpful. Guys, this is what I do in the Discord intraday. I do exactly this intraday in the Discord. So if you're interested, if you have the time and you want to join, you can grab 30 days for free right here on this link. And let me see here. I think somebody just... Patrick, welcome to the Discord. Glad to have you on there. Looking forward to trading with you. Remember to check out the DTC Lite as well if you want access to the live streams and the live lessons and live recaps. All right, so we have... You know, back burner, what I'll do is I'll put TISI on it. Why not? So we'll do a little back burner list. TISI, watching for a similar move into the gap like we saw and called on KAVL. All right, so we'll add that one there. All right, who's next? AMC. Man, I'm really surprised to see AMC back up in here. See, we talked about this yesterday. We talked about it breaking down underneath, this line, the $17, $18 zone, and see if it breaks down and fades. It hasn't. As long as it's holding this line, it's got a shot at getting back into $20, $21 zone. Right now, for me, it wouldn't be a buy because we're all the way up here. I mean, like for a swing trade type thing, I would have had to have bought in here with my stop just underneath. And now today would definitely be a take profit zone, because if you bought this, at 18 bucks, you're up $1 a share, right? You bought this at 18.50, 18.60, 18 bucks, you're up $1 over $1 a share. So for me, it would be a take profit zone in front of what? In front of a potential resistance zone. It doesn't mean I would take the whole position off the table. I'd take a percentage off, a portion of it, right? 10, 20, 30% of the position, depending, in the case of, for me, for something like AMC, crazy little stock there, I'd probably take half off there and wait to see if we can break through this level holding the stop down here. Right? That's how I would trade that. So a couple little free lessons here this morning, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. So AMC right now, there would be nothing there for me because we're like in the middle of that trading channel. The trading channel is between 1780s, 18, and 21, 2080, 21 bucks, right? It's never to a penny. So that's the trading channel, and we're like in the upper quarter of it, like 3/4 of a way to the high. So I can never enter it here. Maybe if it holds yesterday's highs, a little scalp off of yesterday's highs can be had, but I wouldn't hold too much. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I'm thinking on AMC there. Right now, there's not a whole lot. Rustar, thinking about going long on the SPY. What do we think? I think that the SPY I will not touch until 2 p.m. And we'll jump into that a little bit later here. DWAC. Okay, so DWAC is still here. See, it bounced right off of that line we drew. That 77.50 line we drew. Bounced right off of that level. Right off that level. So here, so far we have on the list Roblox, UPST, BBIG, TISI, KAVL. We will have SPY and Tesla as well. And keeping eyes on Nvidia as well. Okay, so we're going to jump into those in a little bit. Okay, so what's next? Jackie, if that's very helpful. Good analysis for TSI. Thank you. No problem, Jackie. My pleasure. Totally my pleasure. Okay, so we have, it's 8:35 a.m. So take a couple more. If you guys have any other tickers you want me to look at, I'll throw those up on the chart. We'll analyze them together. And then we're going to start looking into a little bit of the overall market news, the scanners, see what's popping on off. We already got a few here, like UPST, BBIG. We'll look into some of the other scans. And then we'll talk about the Fed minutes that come out at 2 p.m. and what my plan is for the 2 p.m. time frame of the day today. Oh, that sounds like fun, Rostar. That sounds like fun. Heck yeah. All right, so I'll give you guys a couple more minutes here, see if you have any other tickers you want me to look at. If not, we'll go ahead and jump straight away into the news and the SPY. All right, in the meanwhile, I'm going to read a little piece of news here. U.S. stock futures dropped modestly Wednesday, one day after Wall Street broke a 3-session losing streak. After 2 hot inflation reports, retail sales data is out. Before the bell, signs of tension easing between Russia and Ukraine ignited a rally Tuesday that propelled the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 up more than 1%. Each and the Nasdaq to rise over 2%. However, NATO is now accusing Russia of massing troops at the Ukrainian border a day after Moscow said it was pulling back. The 10-year Treasury ticked lower Wednesday, but remained above 2%. Let's see what else we have here. The government's data on January retail sales, scheduled to be released at 8:30 a.m., is expected to show a 2.1% increase compared to December's 1.9% decline. Traders will look to the sales report to see how surging inflation might be affecting American spending habits. Last week, worries about high prices set consumer sentiment to more than a 10-year low in early February. Let's see what that number came in at. Let's see if I can see it here. All right, let's see here. Okay, advanced estimates of U.S. retail and food service sales for January 22 adjusted for seasonal variation and holiday and trading day differences, but not for price changes, were 649.8 billion, an increase of 3.8%, 0.5% from previous month, and 0.9% from above January 2021. And this is straight from the census here. That's February 16th. Let me see what else we have. Here we go. Okay, so U.S. retail sales fell more than expected moderately in February amid a bitterly cold weather across the country. This was released at 8:31. All right. Okay, so U.S. retail sales fell more than expected. Retail sales dropped by seasonally adjusted 3.0% last month. And Commerce Department said on Tuesday, data for January was revised up to show sales rebounding 7.6% instead of 5.3% as previously reported. Economists polled by Reuters had forecasted retail dropping by 0.5% in February. So yeah, not the greatest numbers, but I don't think this is going to have a big impact on today, which is a great transition over to the SPY. Retail sales surged 3.8 in January, much more than expected amid inflation rises. So it did improve. It did improve despite inflation. Here we go. Consumer spending bounced back sharply in January. So we had a sharp bounce back. Retail sales for the month rose 3.8%. Much better, there we go, than the 2.1% Dow Jones had estimated. Okay, so they had a 2.1% estimate, and we came in at 3.8%. So yeah, obviously that's a significant increase there. The numbers are not adjusted for inflation. So the 7.5% rise in the consumer price index for the month helped push a reversal from 2.5% decline in December, which was revised lower from the initially reported 1.9% drop. Excluding auto sales and retail gain, the retail gain was 3.3% after falling 2.8% in the previous month, so January. So we had an increase here from January to February so far. No, I'm sorry, from December to January so far. We had that increase. It'll be interesting to see what we get next month. That's going to be the interesting one because PPI data came in big. So did CPI data came in big for January, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how that transitioned into February, how hot inflation was in February, which I think is going to be crazy hot when we get those numbers in March. So that's just thinking in the future here, not anything that really will move today, the markets, in my opinion, because I think today's major move is going to be coming from the Fed minutes. If something is in there, and what that something is, well, that's going to be balance sheet runoff. balance sheet runoff, balance sheet runoff, balance sheet. You see, the problem is that everybody knows inflation is already running rampant. And everybody expects a 50 basis point uptick here in rates coming into March. So when the Fed minutes come out, right, which are the notes from the meeting we had in January, right? So when those minutes come out and they're read through, and you see, oh, okay, we're going to do 4 interest rate hikes. That's what we're planning. First one to be in March 16th, 50 basis points. That's not going to move the market. Market's not going to care. Why? Because the market's already been talking about that for like a couple weeks now. It's already basically cooked in. At this point, the rate hikes, the only way rate hikes are like, whoa, shock the market, is if we have probably something crazy come out, like 6 rate hikes out of nowhere and more than 50 basis point in March. But if March rolls around, first rate hike, 50 basis points, market's not going to care. It's not going to care. Let's go to the SPY. Let's get away from DWAC here. It's not going to care because it's been talking about 50 basis points basically this whole time. And it hasn't really cared much at this point. It hasn't, right? You have to understand that what started this downtick was this day. And that was the Fed minutes from the December meeting that talked about balance sheet runoff, which was not talked about in December during the press conference by Jerome Powell. The market was like, what? And it caused that big red day followed by that big drop into the 100-day moving average. Then you had that technical bounce off of it. People thought we were going to rally. I got on YouTube. I said, guys, on this day specifically, I said, guys, this is a sucker's rally. And then we had that. And we tore it up in January in the chat room. We tore it up at DTC. All right. And then we got a little bounce. And now it's gotten choppy in here. I have not been doing all that well in here lately on the SPY. So I'm going to just be very, very calm today on the SPY and wait for 2 p.m. All right. So now what are we getting? Well, we're going to get the minutes. We're going to get the minutes from that January meeting. Okay. This was the minutes from December. Now we're going to get the minutes from January. And in those minutes, if it talks about the rate hike and, oh, okay, the rate hike is going to be 50 basis points starting in March, nobody's going to care. That's not going to move the market. Now, what can move the market is if the Fed comes out and basically says, okay, guys, in these minutes, we're going to do the 50 basis point in March and we're going to start selling off assets. We're going to start attacking that balance sheet. We're going to start, running that thing off. Notice, and, right? So one after the other, immediately, in tandem, at the same time. Market's not going to like that. Market's okay with the rate hikes. It doesn't care anymore. In order for the market to care again about rate hikes, it's going to have to be that they're going to increase them dramatically. And instead of having, let's say 4 or 5 this year, we're going to have 6 or 7. And then, yeah. But in the meanwhile, it doesn't care about March rate hike. Doesn't care. It doesn't. It's already priced that in. That's why you see that drop. What it doesn't know about and is unsure about, and the market doesn't like uncertainty, is the balance sheet runoff. If the Fed minutes show a very hawkish Fed with balance sheet runoff, then today we might get underneath that 200-day moving average again and do something like that, followed by maybe tomorrow, something like this. That's what I'm thinking. And then the only way we get another bounce, maybe tomorrow, let's say we get this today and then tomorrow maybe we get something like this. The only way we do something like that tomorrow, I think, would be some more like chill news from Russia. Like Russia's calming down, more troops are away. Look, I'm not thinking about getting into Ukraine now. I was just kidding, guys. We get that kind of news, then maybe we get a bounce. Otherwise, we get that. Now, if the Fed minutes come out and they don't really say much, maybe we get a little red, nothing dramatic, or maybe it clears up. Guys, we're not looking to do balance sheet runoff until later in the year, maybe in the fall. If that happens, then I think you might get the reverse here. You might get that. You might get a little hold. And then tomorrow, you get up here and you test that 100-day moving average. So those are the two sides of the coin. And that's what I'm thinking we could see here today. So you have the bearish case, balance sheet runoff, aggression. You have the bullish case, No balance sheet until the fall, maybe the summer. We're gonna be very accommodating with that. That'll be more of a dovish tone in the Fed minutes. Then you get, a nice little green day, followed by tomorrow maybe some continuation into the 100-day moving average, or you get almost like a no comment on it in those minutes. They don't really attend to it much, and then you might get a little red, and then it just chops around. That's what I'm thinking. Those are the three scenarios I'm thinking on the SPY. So we're going to have to wait for 2 p.m. and see what happens. So SPY, putting it on the watch list, waiting for the 2 p.m. Fed minutes release. If hawkish on balance sheet runoff, then watching for a breakdown under 200-day MA. Hold that level as resistance for a drop between today and tomorrow back down to 430 land. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be watching on there. If the tone on the balance sheet runoff in the minutes is dovish, then watching for a hold of the 200-day MA with a push towards the 100-day MA. All right, so there you go. That's the SPY, guys. That's what I'm thinking on the SPY. Good morning, Umberto. So that's what I'm thinking there on the SPY. Now let's jump over to Tesla real quick here, see what that's looking like. Tesla had a very nice day yesterday. Right now we're holding above this little key in the 920s. It's still inside of this channel between, basically I think at this point this 880s isn't really doing much. But it is a key level. It is a key level from back here because it is this tap before you pushed up higher. So Tesla, Tesla, you'd have to watch for 945 to either break or hold resistance. I don't think I'm gonna trade. I haven't traded Tesla in a minute. I don't like when it trades in a channel like this. So I'm not even gonna add it to the watch list. Let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia 100-day, 50-day moving average level could be resistance. So we can watch that one. Nvidia watching for the 100-day and 50-day MA around what, 270s, in the 270 area to hold resistance for a drop back down to the 250s. If the markets pull back. Rustar. Yeah. The SPY is going to be that 2 p.m. time. Today, like before then I wouldn't really mess with it much at all. I definitely wouldn't mess much with it at all. Okay, guys. So we have SPY, Roblox, UPST, BBIG, Nvidia, TISI. On watch, we can put KAVL on watch as well. KAVL watching for the $3 area to hold support. Could have room towards 4. All right, so I think the list is pretty thorough right now. Unless you guys have something else you want to take a look at. Let's see this hook here. What's going on here? So Hookipa, that's the name of the company. Hookipa. Hook and Gilead amid collaboration and license agreement to develop immunotherapies against HIV. Well, that's an important topic there. You got $2, 50-day moving average lining up with this previous high from here. My God, this company's been beat up. I wouldn't touch this. Look at this thing. You know how many bag holders are in this thing right now that are probably going to try to get out of this? I don't know. I wouldn't touch it. It's up a lot. Look at this. Look how funny, guys. Look at the volume on this yesterday. Look at the volume on this yesterday. This press release is from 17 hours ago. Now today you get that big old move. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this. TISI. It's looking like we got it covered, guys. I think that pretty much sums it up. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up, guys, to be honest. I think that has it covered. It was the king. That was exactly that. That news about Russia pulling back troops from the border was exactly the reason why the SPY had those pops. I'm red yesterday. I got in SPY puts for a swing trade, and I'll show you guys where, and sold out of it intraday. So yesterday, we get this big gap up, right? We have bad inflation data. We get this big gap up into the 200-day moving average. We break underneath it, and then we begin to hold the level that is the 200-day moving average and VWAP. Okay, that price level is, watch. You see when I put my crosshairs here on my intraday chart, you see how it populates a yellow dotted line on the daily chart? Watch what happens when I put this crosshair on this VWAP price zone. Boom, look at how it crosses that red line. That red line is the 200-day moving average. So yesterday, we get this big drop right here. Boom. Right there on a nice increase in volume. And then we begin to hold resistance at VWAP, which coincided with the same price level that is the 200-day moving average. So right in here, I came in and I got puts. And I said, this is going to be a swing trade. I'm going to swing this into tomorrow for the Fed minutes. But I obviously have to have a stop. So I set my stop above the day's high. Now I sized into it accordingly so that it wouldn't hurt me, you know, because that's a significant move up to the upside. I lost about a little bit less than $1 or a little bit more than $1. I'd have to go into the Discord per contract. No biggie. It was well within the risk parameters. But then we got out of nowhere. Look at that move. Boom. Punctured through the high of day. And then we get choppy. And then now today, look at that. Like just really, really choppy. At this point now, you know, I'm gonna watch for puts probably around 2 p.m. or calls, but I don't think I'll trade calls on it. I don't think I will. I'm more inclined to think that we come out hawkish, and if the Fed minutes read hawkish, then I'll grab puts. If they don't read hawkish, then I won't grab puts. I just won't trade it. You know, I just won't trade it. Yeah, SPCE made a nice move yesterday, guys. Big move yesterday. This 50-day moving average, $11 zone that we drew out yesterday, that level held a little bit of resistance. All right, guys, so we got 5 minutes left here before we hop on over to the Discord. At 9 a.m. the stream ends, and then we jump on over to the Discord. Do me a quick solid, hit that like button for me. It really helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. There we go, 31. Nice, thank you guys, appreciate it. And then I'll be in the Discord the rest of the day. I'll be in the Discord all morning. Then we'll do recaps on lessons live at 11:30. Then we'll break off to lunch at 12. Then before 2, I'll be back on the mic waiting for those Fed minutes to come out. And then at 2 p.m., you know, the Fed minutes come out, and we'll see how that plays out. Okay, that's how we do the Discord every single day anyways. So if you're interested in coming in on over for 30 days for free, here is a link. You can come join us. Boom. You made 2,500% on SPY calls yesterday? How, dude? What? That's crazy. Oh, SPCE. My bad. Okay. I was like, what? On SPCE. That's monster. But look at the move this thing made. Big move. Big move yesterday on SPCE. All right, guys. So let me know. Last minute questions or last minute tickers you want me to look at for you and analyze. Just throw it up in chat. And then that's it. I'll put the final touches on the watch list. I'll send it over to Jonal, and he will get it out to your emails. so you can have the watch list for the day sent to your inbox. GGPI. So GGPI. What I like about this here is that we have so many different moving averages all lining up together. You got the 50-day at about 11:15. You got the 100-day at about 11:30. So this little area right here, notice how we're holding it very tight. You want to watch for that level to hold support. If it does, and you can get over 1170s, you could have some room here towards 1230s. Over 1230s is where it really gets interesting. You would have some potential room at that point here to 13. You have some 13, and then after 13, it really opens up. You'll have room all the way to 15. But it's going to need some catalyst, I think. Bottom support on this should be around here, 11 bucks. At least you know, like close time frame bottom support, you know, because bottom support isn't until 10, obviously, down here. All right. You too, Rustar. Have a good one. Vera, we did BBIG. It's on the watch list. BBIG completes acquisition of AdRiser, watching for 420 area to hold support the 200-day moving average. Watching for a break and hold of this level. If it can break and hold this level as support, then it's got, you know, it's got a shot here. It's got a shot here at 5 bucks. Maybe even 6 bucks over the coming days. But it needs to break and hold that level. Otherwise, watch that level for resistance. You might get a drop back down into the 50-day moving average. All right. So that one is on the watch list. If you guys want the watch list sent out to you, I'll give you the link. You can sign up here and get the free watch list sent out to you. All right. All right, guys. So if that's it, then I'll get ready to put the final touches here on the list, get it sent out, and then we'll see how today goes. I'll be over on the Discord, so feel free to come on by whenever you want and come hang out. No, my pleasure, Vera. My pleasure. I hope you guys have a great day today. I'll be back tomorrow again at 8 a.m. And I'm considering playing around with the Friday schedule, because usually I don't stream on Fridays. But I'm considering playing around with a Friday schedule. I'm not sure yet how I do it, so it's still something that I'm looking into, okay? So maybe this Friday I will stream if I can start to find a schedule that works, all right? So guys, good luck. Stay disciplined out there today. Be careful at 2 p.m. You got those Fed minutes coming out. If you don't know how to, if you don't know what to look for, I already went over in the stream. So if you want, go back into it, and you can find the points there where I talk about the Fed minutes. I'll be looking for balance sheet runoff, talks. And based on that is where I'll be either buying puts or buying calls today. I'll also be going over that live on the mic in the Discord today, okay? So any questions, feel free to swing by there. Have a good day. Stay disciplined. Stick to your stop losses. Do not hold bags. That destroys accounts. And have a killer day. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll see you over on the Discord, all right? Have a good one, guys.